Hey, what's up, guys? It has been a few minutes since I put up my last update, so I need to do one for you. So, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is when you're watching this. Thank you. Thank you for your support, the prayers, the encouragement, the comments, the notes. So many things and so much that I would love to talk about, but right now, I have to try to keep these as short as possible, and I don't do a very good job of that, but trying. I went to the doctor this past week. My numbers were pretty good. My white blood cell was in the normal range. My platelets were still about 60,000. My red blood cells are still coming back, and that's why I get so winded and tired. I'm on doctor's orders. I can't drive. I can't go out in public. Can't even start a fire. Can't, there's a lot of things I can't do, but that's all right. And so Donna's been really good about keeping me and on task, and my family's been really good about supporting me in that. And it is what it is for a season. But we are past the biggest hurdle, which is the stem cell transplant. Now we're in for the long haul, and it's just a matter of walking this thing out, seeing, and trusting. There are things that I can't control. It's like the serenity prayer, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And then there are things in my body I can't control. I can control what I eat. I can control how I juice. I can control some of I can control my thoughts. I can control my actions. I can control those things, right? But I can't control some things, and so what I can't control, I don't. But just trust that, God's faithful, and that faith, just kind of keep walking, right? And be thankful for where we are. A lot of people struggling, and a lot of people in this boat, a lot. And I talk about it a lot too. And, Pam and Cindy and Rita and Rick and Jean and Colton and Cole and Will. Will's 2 years old, y'all. And his mom, Erica, was in the hospital. And, just so many. And then Jackson, I was going to tell you this, Jackson Murtha, y'all, one of the guys I've been asking to pray for, a young man that was in a tragic accident, and seeing positive movement for him and his wife, Tracey. But this is a book. I'm going to put a link for it. It's called Out of the Blue. It was written by Greg Murtha. Greg had colon cancer and passed away back in 2017. And anyway, this book, y'all, so good. And it has helped me. I read it when I first got it, but then I reread it, and obviously it means so much to read it so differently now. But I'm just thankful for that book because it's helped me so much. I go back to the doctor tomorrow at 10:30, and then I'll do new blood work, figure out what's going on, and then I go back Wednesday, get my transfusion line taken out. Yay! And I'm looking forward to that. My dongles I told you about will be hanging down my chest. So those are good things. I'll go back to my oncologist in 3 months and kind of begin to see what the maintenance looks for like. But right now, my job is to get well. My job is to rest. My job is to, do the things that are in front of me. So every day I get up and make me a to-do list before I go to bed, and get up and pray, meditate, read, write, and then I have plans that I'm working on for the future, which we'll talk more about, and just seeing, where God's taking us. And I just know I see things a lot differently than I ever have. And but the one thing that is a common thread in my and Donna's life is people, and loving people, and just being a part of people's lives. And I'm working on a blog. It's called "There Are No Casseroles in My Refrigerator," and basically, it's just this idea that Jesus just said love people, and support them. And you guys have done that for me, and just for our family, and just the support, like the matching fund deal. We're well over halfway there. We're almost there. to get those matching funds, which will be a huge blessing, a huge answer to prayer to help us get through February when I can't continue to do some things that I would normally be able to do because I gotta stay well and I gotta protect myself. I gotta follow doctor's orders. That's some of the things I can control. And so that's, part of the journey and just resting in Him, and so we're dreaming about the future and praying and, I've got a couple of weddings already booked for the spring. And in fact, my wedding business, Hitch and Spin, got voted DFW's best officiant again for 2 years in a row on the Knot and Wedding Wire. And so that was awesome. And that's part of my future, communicating and just doing these things and, trying to just get back to a place where I am moving in the direction that God wants me to go. But right now, He's just, put everything on pause. And as I've said many, many times, this is not something that God did to me. God didn't give me cancer, and anybody that thinks that, is your theology and your mindset is way wrong, because it's not just me you're talking about. It's a host of people. I talked to, he's 2 years old, and you can try to theorize what you believe about that, but walk in these shoes a little bit, or in Erica's shoes for a little bit, and then anyway, I won't go there. The big thing is that loving people and supporting people and being a part of their lives, just because they're not in your small group or they're maybe not in your circle, but if they're your neighbor, you've got a great opportunity to be the hands and feet of Jesus and encourage people. That's what it's all about, loving one another. And so, and trust in that. So I'll close with this. This whole idea of just not being able to, just resting, because, the Psalm 23 says, He makes me lie down in green pastures. So we have to come to a place where we have to recognize that when something like this happens and God says, stop, and He uses it for His glory and uses it for our benefit if we'll listen. And sometimes it's hard to see that. I've got some friends like my friend Tracey. He's been battling cancer for, I think, 9 years. 9 years. And warring through it. Greg's battle was 7 years. It was a battle. And so all that stuff, but in the middle of it, with the ups and the downs and the ebbs and the flows, and sometimes you're okay and sometimes you're not. It's just this learning process, this learning curve. So Saturday morning, I had written in my journal, I'm reading this book by Viktor Frankl right now called Man's Search for Meaning. And my son Dawson gave it to me and encouraged me to read it. It's amazing. I was writing in my journal and I wrote this statement. I said, we can make plans, but the Lord directs our steps. And that's nothing new that you've ever heard before. But I wrote that, and then after I wrote that, I got a notification. I saw the note or the post that Megan had written. And when I read it, it absolutely wrecked me. And I was just crying uncontrollably. Megan came in, we hugged, and she's like, breathe, Daddy, breathe. It was just so powerful. And then, and we sat there and we talked, and then we just spent the rest of the day together just hanging out, and didn't do much, but just hung out, and it was worth every minute, every second, because I think so often our perspective is what's next, and we miss those moments. And in my position, I'm grateful because I see those moments more clearly than I ever have before. And I want to continue to have that vision, which I believe that I will. I don't know how I couldn't. And that's what I'm going to do, is trust that process. And so sometimes you just got to stop, I don't know where you are in the middle of your day. You probably, obviously, if you're watching this, and I'm way over again, I'm 9 minutes in this thing. So thanks for hanging on if you did. But, it's just trusting that there's a bigger plan than we have, and it's really there. And our mission is to love people well and to be there for people. And that's what matters most. So thank you for being there for us and for praying for my friends and praying for others. And we pray for you too. And that God would continue to lead us all. And that ultimately it's about Jesus and living like he did and just being the kind of person that he was. And he showed us how to be. And that's it. So that's all. Love you guys. My goatee disappeared, y'all. Look at that. It's just a little scrubbly. Look how I'm hanging onto these hairs. Dawson says I should shave it. The old hair. Look at that. I need to tan it. Yes. But anyway, there you have it. Crazy. All right. Love you guys. Thanks again for everything. Y'all have a great day, great evening, great morning, whatever it is. And, he who is able to do immeasurably more than we ever ask or imagine. That's who we trust in. And hope you can too. If there's something that I can pray for you about, send me a message. I'd love to pray with you. And let's just battle this together. Keep pressing forward to better days. Next year, December 29th, 2023, 1 year after my stem cell transplant, I plan to celebrate in Colorado on a pair of skis with my family. And so, where there's no vision, the people perish, And I see it out there, and that's where I'm headed. And so that's what I'm praying and believing for. Remission, and pray maybe cancer-free. That's what we want. All right, thanks again. Love y'all. See you later. Have a good day.